Yes, it is a good morning. Thank you, Mindy. So 17 minutes after 7 o'clock. It is dark outside, Robin.
Yeah, it is.
It is the final day of October 2013.
Yes, it is.
And it's Halloween.
I know. It's cool.
So I got candy.
Yeah.
The mall is having something called Malloween today, by the way.
Yeah. Yes, they are. And Joe and Patsy, they're going to be here handing out trick-or-treats.
We got candy here. If you come early, we got candy. If you come late, we got candy.
Yeah, we do.
We got candy coming out of our candy.
Yeah, we do.
All right, got a good show planned for this morning. Our friend Doug is in the studio with us. Good morning, Doug. How you doing?
Good morning, Larry.
How be it with you? You be a go? You be a go?
Bees a go.
You be a go. Good. All right. Bring back the Bible today at 7:30. That is the first feature you'll hear this morning at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. It's a 2-minute feature. Pastor Walter B. Smith at 7:30. 2-minute feature from Heritage Baptist Church.
Well, if we were in Asia, it would be 2 o'clock. So.
Somewhere.
Okay.
It's 2 o'clock somewhere. The
That's
Jimmy
right.
Buffett song, right?
5 hours ahead, it would be England.
right. And then at 7:35, after the news, we have intentionally not invited a guest because I have some creepy stories to share with you.
Oh, nice.
Creepy, true stories, or at least supposedly true.
Excellent.
Creepy, true stories. Thank you for the sound effects. We'll do news bites at 8:35 this morning after our segment with Galen, and I can't wait to tell you about that, which I have nothing to tell you other than his team won.
Yes, isn't that something? I mean, I never looked, but I had to look this morning.
Right.
And this team won. Everybody was happy. They
Galen
have
got
a
us
trophy.
interested.
Crap.
Yeah.
It was our friendship with Galen that got us concerned about this game.
Yep, so he's happy.
Today's Thursday, so Hank Whittier will be here at 9:05 bringing you Veterans News. You know he does this every Thursday for probably going on 10 years now.
Yep.
Keith M. Melton is a Lincolnshire-born and educated historian. Looking to hear what he's got to say. He's an expert on the Royals. Mm-hmm. He's written a book called Captain Cobbler, The Lincolnshire Uprising of 1536.
Yeah, true
We will
story.
be educated on something that happened out in those days.
Yep.
Alexander Franzen is coming on at 10:35. Alexandra is a positively charged blogger. I should put that on my blog.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
A communication expert who focuses on self-expression, creativity, and play. Oh, she sounds fun. She's a contributor to American Public Media's Marketplace, and she's coming on to speak about her book, 50 Ways to Say You're Awesome. Where's that Paul Simon song when I need it?
Oh, yeah, there
It
you
must
go.
be 50 Ways to Say You're Awesome.
Yeah, no, that's a parody Weird Al hasn't done yet.
You're right. Murray T. Holland is coming on at 11:05. Murray is an attorney, an investment banker, an analyst, a researcher, and an author. And his book is called A Nation in the Red. I did look at the PDF you sent me yesterday, and we'll talk to Murray about it. The government debt crisis and what we can do about it.
Yeah, that's just, hot.
Our segment with Joe and Fun with Joe today. I have, as promised, some Halloween trivia questions for you and he to have to guess the
nice.
answers to. Some pretty interesting stuff in there, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And one little interesting tidbit I'm saving for the Galen segment only because I wanted to share something about jack-o'-lanterns. The funny thing is, how long have I been alive? How long have we done the show? How long have I been trying to gather interesting things for the Halloween show?
Yeah,
right?
long time, yes.
And did I forget these things, or did I just discover something I never found before? So I'll tell you what that is when we get up to the Galen segment. And of course, the Galen segment is going to be more about baseball than anything else.
Yeah.
Because last night his Red Sox won, and from what I understand, oh, you don't like that, Doug? And from what I understand, first time they've won the World Series in their home stadium since 1918.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Oh,
That is
okay.
so awesome.
So looking forward
Galen's so happy.
Okay.
You hear what
That's not bad.
Galen can? It's Galen run with it when it gets to the time.
Yeah,
We'll sit
exactly.
back. We'll listen to your excitement because bottom line is we were living vicariously through you with that particular one.
I wonder if it was a nail-biting game. I wonder if it was really ultra close, because if they would have lost last night, they would have gone into Game 7 tonight. So
Yeah,
this
that's right,
is
too.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure there was.
Yeah.
It's probably always nail biting with those games, right?
Oh yeah.
So today's Halloween, kids. One of my favorite. I know people say I don't watch movies, but I did watch this one. Was there
I
ever a
love this
part 2
one.
to this?
Yes, there is. A part 2.
Would you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see. This our town of Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Pumpkins scream in the dead of night. This is
So we'll have some fun with today.
Yeah.
Have some fun with that whole idea there.
Yep.
By the way, you know what I read? I read that the devil costume that we typically associate with the devil, the red suit, the horns, the tail, and all that, and the pitchfork and all that. The original, the origins of that were that, and I don't know when, and I don't have it in front of me. I'm kind of paraphrasing now from memory, but the origins of that costume were the townspeople somewhere who wanted to mock the devil.
Oh, really?
To make the devil say, "Look how silly you must look." And so they would wear these silly costumes to mock him, say, "We don't believe in you, we don't trust you." Well, I think they believe he exists, so they just don't, believe in him, of course. So they were mocking him, and somehow it became what we consider to be the look of the devil.
Oh,
Probably the
That's
devil looks a lot like us.
Yeah. Well, you did say, though, that one year at Fantasy Fest that, there was that one devil
One time.
tail.
I went one time.
That one devil tail, and you didn't know how it was attached. You and your friends.
See, this is the problem with telling you these things. This is the problem. I mean, those are
I
the kinds
wanna
of things
go.
that do not ever leave your memory.
No.
They stay in your memory.
I can picture this guy in the buff with this big red tail.
All
coming
right.
out.
So, see, now I have no choice but to explain to the listeners what we're talking about.
Yeah,
First of all, Fantasy Fest is in Key West.
that's right.
Second of all, the city of Key West, the city authorities, whatever, they do not allow you to walk around naked. It is against the law.
Yeah.
However, for some reason, this town seems to be able to get away with it, and a lot of people walk around naked. Now, you cannot show your genitalia. You
Yes.
cannot show that.
Yeah.
Which means, ladies, as long as you walk proper, you're fine.
That's right.
And guys, you better cover up because nobody wants to see that.
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, so there was this guy walking around, and he had that covered up, but other than that, everything was there, but it was
Yes.
red. Everything was red on this guy. I don't know if it was paint or makeup or what it was, and he had horns, of course, and he had a tail. He had a big old tail. And I know I shouldn't be looking at a devil's butt, but I was. Because I couldn't analyze. Thank you. Good word.
That's right.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all I need to tell you. There was a tail. I don't know how it was hooked on. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
Not
a
saying anymore.
mystery.
It was, and for some reason, it not only never left my memory, who saw it,
Yeah.
but it never left your memory, who only heard about it.
Well, because I have never ever gone, and I every year I say I'm going to go, and then we have.
What kind of a
something
rule
to
is that
do,
anyway? You
and
can't
it's
show
like,
your You can walk around naked as long as you're not showing your genitalia.
That's right. Exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
But, and apparently it's only tonight, right? Or not tonight. Was it tonight? No.
Yeah, tonight.
It's
and-
Fantasy Fest. Whenever they do Fantasy
Yes,
Fest.
it's this weekend. It's tonight, and they've
crazy.
got like 5 days of fun and frolic.
It's a wacky town.
Yeah.
It's a wacky
Exactly.
town. Fun and frolic.
Yeah, one of these days, if we don't do anything on,
You gotta get. You know what you gotta get. You gotta get Dan to fly you down. Dan's got a pilot's license.
Oh, that's right. We could leave today. We could leave this afternoon. Dad could fly us
He's
down.
probably got some plans. He's probably.
that's right.
Yeah.
And by the way, we have plans too. We've got trick or treating
Yes, we
here
do.
at the mall. Just
Yep.
repeating that.
And we have busking.
Oh, we'll talk about that. Hold on, there's a phone
Okay.
call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Boo! Happy Halloween.
There you go.
Thank you.
See, I learned yesterday that the first Halloween pumpkins were used and carved in Ireland many years ago. That's where it originated.
Really?
You know, I had that
And
story
I-
somewhere here.
In
I didn't
Ireland.
know that.
So,
I already knew that.
so all the pumpkins got a little Irish in them, I guess.
Oh,
Isn't
wow.
that something? They don't even look Irish, do they?
No.
No. I suppose you
No.
could make them look Irish. I don't know. See, I got a question. Do you think Mr. Galen's going to have a hangover today when they are?
You never know. I hope
You
he
never
calls.
know.
I hope he doesn't leave us out. I hope he's not so exhausted that he just. Did the game end early? Does anybody know?
Oh, it probably was around 11:30ish.
Oh, wow.
Close to midnight. Yeah, midnight.
That's
Yeah.
not too bad.
I'll bet you both his boys were up and his wife was up wearing her pajamas.
Yeah, they probably
Yeah.
popped a champagne bottle there or something.
Which
Had
is-
a little bubbly fun.
So what do you think is bigger in the Unold household? Christmas or the the game last night?
Pardon?
I was wondering what's bigger in Galen's home. Is it going to be Christmas, or was last night bigger than Christmas?
Oh, last night was bigger than anything in the home.
Probably. I agree with you.
I think we were all living vicariously through Galen.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I had that Bucky Dent thing, I was
Right.
hoping I wasn't kicking them anyway, And boy, let me tell you, if there was anybody that wanted to see Boston win, it was me. As I thought if they didn't win, and I mentioned the Bucky Dent thing,
That's
I'd be
funny.
in trouble. That'd be it.
Oh, that's too
He
funny.
would have found
He
you.
wouldn't be coming over to getting blood out of me one way or the other.
That's right. He would have found you.
Would have found me. That would have been Halloween in my backyard.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, talk to you later,
Thank
guys.
you, Hugh. All right, so let's mention our busking thing today. We're doing it at the market. What's it called?
326
The
Market.
326 Market. Mm-hmm. If I could promote them just for a second, this is a farm market, and it's very, very. It's cool. There's so many vendors there, and I don't even know. I mean, they sell produce and they sell
honey. They sell
yeah,
sandwiches.
stuff people have, food and
Yeah,
et cetera.
jewelry.
Anyway, so they've invited us again. Kathy Snyder, thank you so much for inviting us. Who, by the way, plays the bagpipe, from what I understand.
Yeah, I hope she plays tonight. That would be
Bagpipes.
fun.
It's a plural word, right?
Yep, because there's more than one.
So anyway, so she invited us to because she knows we've been busking, and so we're gonna go and busk tonight. Do we have candy to bring with us? So if anybody comes, we can give them something.
Yep. We will stop and get some candy.
So we'll be giving out candy.
Yep, we'll be giving out candy.
and busking if you want to, drop a few coins or a dollar or whatever in our. What are we using tonight? A cauldron.
Yep.
To collect money.
Yep, we have a cauldron.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Use
We have a cauldron.
A cauldron.
Yeah.
So on day of the year, I use the word cauldron.
I know. There's
So anyway, what
no
time is
other
that?
opportunity.
That's not immediately. That's like late in the evening, like at 4 to 7 or something like that. All right.
Yeah.
Now,
As
for
soon as
those
we
of you
get
who
out of
don't know
here.
where the 326 Market is, it's on, first of all, 326. Mm-hmm. If you go north on Magnolia
441.
or 441, you're going to turn right.
Yes.
You're going to turn, in other words, east on
Yes.
326, right? And it's across the street from the
Briar Patch.
Thank you.
Plant nursery.
Thank you. And it's a little bit difficult to see because they only have little signs, but you'll figure it out. There's like a dirt cut in, like a dirt driveway, and you'll see you coming. What I like about the experience is that, first of all, the people are super nice. That always
Yeah.
makes it nice, right?
Sure.
And but the other part is there's a camel over there.
Yeah, there is.
Was there?
Pretty cool.
I can't remember if there was other exotic animals. Is the camel considered exotic?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes,
But
it's
there was a
exotic.
camel there, and.
And a bird, a cockatoo, right? What was that?
Well,
a
yeah. Well,
cockatoo
that
or
was
a
somebody.
parrot?
But that was one of the vendors.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't.
Yeah, but I guess he's like a staple at the 326. Market.
Okay, and his name is Rocky Roo or something?
Yep.
Rocky Roo?
Rockaroo.
Rockaroo, there you go.
Yep.
All right, we've got to make room for Pastor Walter B. Smith, his program coming up right now called Bring Back the Bible, and we'll be back with some spooky but true stories.
Yeah.
That's what they say, anyway. Doug, can you do a creepy laugh?
This is Halloween, this is Halloween. Pumpkins scream in the dead of night. This is Halloween, everybody make a scene. Trick or treat, tell the neighbors on your diaphragm. It's our town, everybody scream. This town of Halloween. I am the one.
Well, a good day to you, and welcome again to Bring Back the Bible. I'm Pastor Smith, coming to you as always from Heritage Baptist Church here on Northeast 20th Street in Northeast section of Ocala. It's impossible for you to do right while you're thinking wrong. The Bible says in Proverbs 12:5, the thoughts of the righteous are right, the counsels of the wicked are deceit. A store owner who was preparing to go on vacation, and he left tasks for his staff to perform, had a line of jewelry that had not been selling well, and he wanted to clear it out. So in his haste, he left a note for his employees that was somewhat unclear. And when he returned, he was delighted to find that every piece of that jewelry was gone. He said, I guess marking those prices half price was the right call. Half price, his employees said. I thought you wanted the price doubled. The pieces that had not been selling went out the door immediately once the price was raised because it changed the way people thought about them. Our thoughts determine our actions. Jesus said, "A good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. For out of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh." Luke 6 and verse 45. Again, it is impossible to do right while thinking wrong. What is on the inside will come out. And if you want your life to be marked by righteous actions, you must think righteous thoughts. If you fix your thoughts on the things of God, your actions will certainly be pleasing to Him.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
trunk.
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
ABC News Now. I'm Karen Chase. Red Sox fans chanted Boston strong at the finish line of the city's marathon after the Red Sox won the World Series, beating the Cardinals 6-1 in Game 6. The team has come to symbolize the city's resilience. Series MVP David Ortiz offered a sanitized version of his famous post-marathon slogan, saying, "This is our bleep city." President Obama and Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius offered apologies and assurances after the glitchy healthcare.gov rollout. The president traveled to Boston to make the point that the Massachusetts healthcare program suffered setbacks during its rollout, too. Recurring glitches in an app called Common Application that lets students apply to multiple colleges has prompted more than 40 schools to extend their deadlines. A frightening forecast is canceling trick-or-treating in 3 states. Some communities in Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio are putting off the annual quest for candy until tomorrow because of thunderstorms. The NSA denies it snooped on the Cardinals as they selected a new pope. The agency also says it didn't spy on Yahoo or Google. This is ABC News.
Prices are falling fast at Rent-A-Center. It's the Rack Roll Down. We've rolled down prices throughout the store to their lowest levels ever. Shop our new lower prices on your favorite brands. Everyone's pre-approved for 90 days, same as cash, or flexible weekly or monthly payments with no credit needed. Hurry in and save like never before with new lower prices at Rent-A-Center. See store for details. Pre-approval means no credit check or credit required. Rental purchase transaction. 90 days, same as cash, not valid in Vermont.
At Advance Auto Parts, the power to choose and save is your Advance advantage. So right now, you can choose from 5 quarts of Valvoline or Pennzoil conventional motor oil plus a filter for just $21.99. You'll save about $8. The power to choose plus the power to save. Can you feel that power? Oh, yeah! Choose and save. That's your Advance advantage. Only at Advance Auto Parts. See store for details.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida. Sunshine mixed with clouds today and warm with a stray shower this morning along the coast. The high 82 to 86, then partly cloudy and warm tonight, though 66 to 70. Clouds and some sunshine tomorrow, high 85 to 89. Saturday, mostly cloudy and not as warm with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around into the early afternoon hours. The high 77 in the north, about 84 in the south. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
In honor of our World War II veterans, the world's only full dual-control P-51C Mustang fighter, B-17 Flying Fortress, and the B-24 Liberator heavy bombers are coming to Ocala International Airport November 8th to the 10th for an amazing World War II living history event. Explore these beautifully restored World War II aircraft inside and out, and even become a part of the crew in an unforgettable flight experience. Or get some stick time in the legendary Mustang. For more information, dates, and flight reservations, call 800-568-8924 or see our website at bomberrides.org.
garden, and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Ugh, what wrong?
Ugh, need wood for fire.
Ugh, I go get. Ugh, I got wood for fire.
Ugh, what takes so long?
Had to use restroom. Someone not refill toilet paper.
Ugh, my bad. You wash hands?
Ugh, of course. Ugh, what caveman you take me for?
You know, Dan, people who save money by switching to Mike Scott Plumbing sure are happy.
Well, Brittany, how happy are they?
Happier than a caveman with indoor plumbing.
Yep. Get happy. Get Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it. 237-2888.
Hi, this is Brad. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a pilot's license. This will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact Ocala Aviation Services, 861-7484.
The following message is brought to you by the Florida Division of Emergency Management, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
This hurricane season, the most important thing you can do for your family and your business is to develop a hurricane preparedness plan. Florida's Division of Emergency Management's website, floridadisaster.org, now has a planning tool that will help you come up with your plan. All it takes is a few minutes to get a plan to better protect your family and your business when a hurricane threatens. Get a plan. Get yours at floridadisaster.org.
WOCA, Ocala. Oh man, I am so excited. This is the day that we get to record our Halloween special. Ah, man, here we are at the complex, the Robin and the Giant Recording Studio Complex. Man, there's the section R, that's my section for Robin. And there's the section G, that's Robin's section, it's G for Giant. Wait a minute, I got it all mixed up. I'm always confusing myself. All right, well, here I am. Okay. I put the car in park and get out and walk up. Oh, wow, look at the lights. Oh, man, they've got the place decorated for Halloween. Oh, wow, they must know we're doing this tonight. Wow. All right, let me go inside. Uh-oh. Hey, the lights are out in here. Does anybody know there's no lights on in here? Oh, man. All right, hold on. Let me see. I know that we're in Studio GA. Hold on, let me get my flashlight. I got a little... Good thing I was a Boy Scout. I always prepared, you know? Oh, I got my... Oh, now I can see, but... Oh, whoa. They put... like fake spider webs up everywhere. Oh, this is awesome. This is, well, it's kind of creepy, actually. All right, here we go. Let me get in here. Wait. There, G-A. There's the studio. Let me open the door. Whoa. Since when does the door to G-A make that creepy sound? What is going on in here? Oh, all right. It was fun in the hallway, but... Hey, you're here in the studio? Hey, Robin, Robin, are you in here somewhere?
Giant!
Robin,
Giant!
Where were you?
Oh, I was down the hall. I saw you come in, but I tried to get you before you went into the room.
Robin, why is... I mean, I know we're doing Halloween special, but why is the studio so ultra spooky? I don't get it. Listen
it's
to the sounds. It's crazy in here.
Yeah, but it's for the ambiance, Giant. The Halloween ambiance. Isn't this great?
Hey, Robin, you know I don't speak French. What do you mean the ambiance? What is that, like a French food or something?
No.
Because if it's a French food, I'll take it. What is it got? Cream puff pastries or something?
It is the whole experience of Halloween. You've got spooky lights, spooky sounds, spooky noises, spooky music. Ooh, I love it.
Hey, do you have any of that popcorn stuff that we always make on Halloween with the candy-coated popcorn?
Oh, yeah, we've got some of that, Giant. And you know what? That candy-coated popcorn, that's real. But everything you see around you right now, it's only pretend.
All right. We are back, and we're going to do our this year's Halloween special, and it's got to do with creepy stories, Robin.
Okay.
Creepy stories that are true.
Mm-hmm.
At least they say they're true.
Okay.
Everybody in for this? Are you up for this early in the morning? Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
There you go.
All right, these are some stories. This one goes back to 1995. You ready for this? This was March 16th, 1995. Terry Cottle shot and killed himself. This was in the bathroom of the home he shared with his wife, Cheryl. There had been an argument, and there had always been arguments between the two of them. and Terry had threatened himself with a gun just months earlier. Cheryl heard the shot from the other side of the door after watching her husband enter the bathroom with a .22 caliber gun.
Oh, my God.
She heard him gasp, "Help me, I'm dying," and then he was gone. He had fired a single round into his brain, and it killed him. The only possible silver lining to this terrible, terrible story was that Terry was only 33 years old, and he was in very good physical shape. And he had signed up to be an organ donor. Terry's heart saved the life of a 57-year-old guy named Sonny Graham.
Oh, what a blessing.
Okay.
For Sonny Graham.
Sonny Graham had contracted an incurable virus of the heart a year earlier.
Mm-hmm.
In 1996, a year after the suicide, a year after the heart transplant, Sonny wrote a letter of appreciation to Terry's widow. And although the donor procurement agency had advised against contact, they decided to meet anyway. And when they did, Sonny said he fell instantly in love with the widow of the man whose heart now beat in his chest.
Oh, wow.
He said, quote, "I felt like I had known her for years. I couldn't keep my eyes off of her." Sonny told this to a local newspaper in 2006. They were both married at the time, but within a few years, both had divorced, and they moved in together in 2001. It was a rocky relationship, though, just like Cheryl and Terry had had. And they eventually married in 2004. Okay.
Isn't that something?
4 years later, with no indication that anything was seriously amiss, Sonny's life ended the same way Terry's did.
No.
Suicide by gunshot.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
Oh, my God.
The heart that had beat on for 12 years of borrowed time stopped beating for good. Just thought I would share that with you. It's a Halloween story.
Yeah.
True story.
Wow.
True story.
Wow.
I got some more. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I got another one.
I'm ready.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
I
that.
love that.
Appreciate that. All right, here. Now listen to this one. Listen to this one. Now, you think I'm making it up that these are true? I'm telling you.
No, I don't.
The resource I got them from said they were true. Now, whether they are or not, I don't know. I guess you can look them up. When hospital orderly Alan Showery was called in for questioning by Chicago police in 1977, he knew what it was about. Teresita Bassa had also worked at Edgewater Hospital, and early in 1976, Showery had gone to her apartment and stabbed her to death.
Oh, my
He also set her on fire, by the way. He was hoping the police didn't know anything, but they knew everything.
I am so glad.
And you know how they knew everything? Teresita, the woman he had murdered,
Yes.
told them.
Oh, in advance, or did she come back?
Listen to this. Earlier in 1977, respiratory technician Remy Chua, who had worked with Teresita but not known her well, saw her. She was dead, remember. Saw her loitering about the hospital employees' lounge. Now remember, she was deceased. Soon thereafter, a distinct change came over Remy. She started displaying strange mannerisms and following routines that were not her own. She became distant, sometimes seeming to almost be in a trance. She would sing songs she did not know, and then deny singing them or even saying anything. The strange events grew worse until one day when Remy fell back on her bed and started to speak to her family in Teresita's voice.
Oh, my God.
Remy's husband, Joe, was a doctor, and Teresita mainly addressed him, begging him to go to the police, and she had plenty of information. She named Showery and had Joe write down various items that he had stolen from her apartment and the names and phone numbers of relatives who could confirm that the items were indeed hers. Although police were understandably skeptical, they brought Showery in and watched his alibi crumble as Teresita's relatives pointed out her valuables, which police had indeed found in Showery's home.
Oh, my God.
Just as the lady had said.
I believe stuff like that.
He subsequently confessed and was convicted of her murder.
Good. I hope he got the chair.
Remy Chua has never had another such experience, despite the accuracy of her information. And the case's appearance on the TV show Unsolved Mysteries was on in 1996. No one has ever been able to explain how it happened or why it happened.
Wow.
Oh, creepy stuff.
Creepy stuff.
All right,
but I believe that stuff.
Well, I'm telling you, I got it from a resource that said these are true stories. I don't know that they are. I'm just telling you that's what I said. All right, we got another one?
Yeah, but if they were on Unsolved Mysteries.
That one was on Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah,
yes.
you know that's true.
On the night of April 25th, 1973. Now, this one's going to give everybody creeps.
Okay.
Well, they all give you creeps.
I'm glad the sun's coming up.
In April 25th of 1973, a little boy by the name of Greg Garrett was playing in his backyard in Enfield, Illinois, and he was attacked, not by a person or an animal or anyone had ever, or anything, any animal, whatever, anybody had ever seen before. To this day, nobody knows what he was attacked by. It tore his shoes to pieces and left him scared and in tears.
Oh, my God.
Just minutes later, local resident Henry McDaniel opened his front door after hearing a light scratch and got a good look at what could be known as the Enfield Horror.
Ooh.
Greg and Henry's descriptions were pretty much exactly the same.
I think I've heard of that.
The horror was short, no more than 5 feet tall, had 3 legs. It also possessed short, stubby arms ending in claws that seemed to be placed in the center of the body rather than the sides. It was hairy, slimy, had reddish pink eyes the size of flashlights. Just minutes earlier, Henry's children had insisted that a monster of some kind had tried to break into the house while he and his wife had been out to dinner. He laughed it off at first, but upon seeing the thing at his porch, Henry slammed the door and went directly for his gun. Henry ripped open the door and fired 4 shots. He was sure he hit on the first, and he said the thing hissed like a wildcat before bounding away, covering 75 feet in just a few powerful leaps.
Wow.
He immediately called the police, and over the next few days, several more sightings were reported by searchers, sheriff's deputies, even a radio station news director and his crew.
There you go. Got to get those radio station guys in there. And you know it's true.
Henry also says he saw it once more a couple of weeks later out of his window as it wandered near some railroad tracks.
Oh, my God.
How about that, huh?
Wow.
Anyway, I got one more. One more story. These are supposedly real, Robin. Supposedly true.
I believe it.
You believe them?
I really, really do.
All right, one more. You ready for this one? Now, this is from a respected journalist, Brian Bethel. You know Brian.
Yep.
Brian Bethel, respected veteran journalist, current columnist for the Abilene Reporter. In the 1990s, Brian wrote a blog piece detailing an experience that would soon come to be shared by many others. His story is unique. It was told by someone with an eye for journalistic detail and absolutely nothing to gain, and in fact a career to lose by telling the story. One evening, here's how the story goes. One evening, as Brian sat parked in his car outside of a local movie theater, he was filling out a check for the night deposit next door. His driver's side was approached by a couple of children, no more than 10 or 12 years old. Brian rolled down his window expecting a request for money. Only one of the boys spoke. But even before any words came out of the boy's mouth, Brian was fearful. It was irrational. His heart pounded. He didn't even understand why. The boy told him a story. He said he wanted to see a movie with his friends. They left their money at home, though, and could Brian give them a ride? Brian tried to avoid looking at them, not wanting his fear to show. He noticed that the last showing of the movie had already begun, and the little boy implored. They were just a couple of kids. They didn't have a gun. As Brian finally locked eyes with the boy, his mind went wild with horror. Both of the kids' eyes were coal black.
Oh, my God.
Black. Stammering an excuse, he began to roll up his window and put the car into gear. As the little boy called out angrily, "We can't come in unless you say it's okay. Tell us it's okay to come in."
La, 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 oh, I hate that. I hate that. La, 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 I hate that. La,
Come on, Larry. Please.
Brian burned rubber all the way home and wrote about the experience later that night. Apparently, he's far from the only one, though. Stories abound on the web about the black-eyed people, usually children, but sometimes adults with similar requests, who cause unexplained panic in all who encounter them.
Yeah, those are creepy. Those are really creepy. Don't give anybody any rides.
There you go. There you go.
Nothing. Just run away.
Yeah. All right,
Thank you, Robbie.
Well, look him up. Hey,
freaked out now.
the research.
I believe you. I mean, why should people,
Hey, it said they were real. It said they were
make
real,
this stuff up?
Said
Why should they?
It's fun to make stuff up. All right. I know we do a morning show. That would have been fun if it was an evening show, but we don't do one.
No.
So I hope we scared you in the morning.
No. There you go.
And scared you with what was purported to be. Is that a word? Purported?
Yes, it is.
Purported to be a real true story. All right, we had fun with that. All right, we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, Galen Unit will be on the phone, and we will let him shout with revelry.
That's right.
Because his Red Sox have won. It was not a Halloween scare. It was a Halloween happy.
That's right.
Halloween happy.
And it's not Halloween pretend either. It's reality. So Galen's happy.
All right, we'll be right back.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Here's an intelligent tip for you. Just say anything as long as you say something. Got it? This is the rule when it comes to job interviews. Putting animals on a diet may not help them lose weight, because if your pet is turning to food as a way of coping with their emotions, restricting that food will only make them more unhappy. You need to get out of a funk? Then do this. It's very simple. Ready? Help somebody else. That's it.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Here are today's headlines from the source, WOCA. Florida Republican Senator Marco Rubio, one of the architects of the Senate's comprehensive immigration plan, is backing off his earlier support and reverting to his original preference for a piecemeal approach to solving the issue. Support for comprehensive legislation is simply not there, Rubio spokesman Alex Conant said, citing a lack of allies among Republicans in the House of Representatives. The Senate passed a comprehensive plan this summer that would provide many of the 11 million immigrants who are in the United States illegally with a path to citizenship. But the House Republican leadership has refused to take up the bill and has been focused instead on separate pieces of legislation that address issues individually. The debate had been sidelined for months, but now that the latest debt ceiling crisis is over, immigration is back in the spotlight. President Barack Obama pressed last week for renewed talks, and 600 conservative leaders are in Washington this week to call on Congress to find a compromise. The Florida Highway Patrol is reporting that a 14-year-old girl was hit by a car as she tried to cross the street on her way to Osceola Middle School. This is the second report in 2 days of a child getting hit by a car on the way to school. The child in yesterday's news was riding her bicycle to Bellevue Middle School. In yesterday's incident, the Florida Highway Patrol reports that the girl was walking north in the 4400 block of Southeast 24th Street and was attempting to cross the road to reach a bus stop on the south shoulder of the road. A Toyota Corolla driven by 30-year-old Wendy M. Prisk was traveling west on the road, and when the student stepped into its path, the left front of the car struck the teen. The girl was taken to Monroe Regional Medical Center and was released from the hospital yesterday afternoon. Troopers said darkness was not a factor in the accident, and the driver's speed also was not an issue. The Public Employees Relations Commission, also known as PERC, has ruled against the use of full-time certified substitutes in Marion County Public Schools. The ruling followed the filing of an unfair labor complaint in February by the Marion Education Association in response to the Marion County School Board's decision to replace full-time teachers with full-time substitutes as a way to cut education costs in the county. The full-time certified substitutes would do the same thing that a regular teacher would do and receive $100 a day with no benefits. In May, 160 first-year teachers were laid off, but 2 months later, some of those were hired back as certified substitutes. This week, PERC ruled that the district could not legally use certified substitutes as full-time teachers. Marion County School Superintendent George Tommen said the district will follow PERC's instructions. Tommen said he is working with an attorney to figure out if the certified substitutes are going to become full-time teachers or if they will be replaced. A Publix employee is being hailed as a hero after he rescued a woman who crashed her car and wound up in a canal in Miramar in South Florida. The driver is identified as Rod Ratana, a delivery truck driver for Publix supermarkets. Just as Ratana started his 4 a.m. shift to make his deliveries, his day took an unexpected turn. He says he noticed a car up against the guardrail and he decided to stop and call it in to police. The dispatcher asked him to give her a location of where the vehicle crashed, and as Ratana was looking for a street sign, he heard a woman yelling inside the canal. He says he saw her treading water and then went under and then popped up again and said she couldn't swim. Ratana then jumped into the canal and pulled the woman out of the water, saving her life. He pulled her onto the embankment of the canal until police arrived, and then went back into his Publix truck and began his deliveries. And those are the headlines from The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Alice? Yes, George. George, you're all wet.
I went to Devon Self-Storage and put back my fishing gear.
Okay. You know Devon Self-Storage is open early and you had all day to bring your fishing gear back, and they're right across from Hobby Lobby.
I know. I have my own code to get into Devon Self-Storage, and their phone number, too, is 873-0777.
So why did you wait till it started raining?
I didn't. I slipped getting the boat out of the water.
Boat?
Bye!
George?
Time again for the Silver Springs Lions Train Show,
November 16th and 17th
at the National Guard Armory, 900 Southwest 20th Street in Ocala. Times are 9 to 4 on Saturday, 10 to 3 on Sunday. $4 admission for adults, children 12 and under, free with a paying adult. You bring in a can of food or a non-perishable item, it's $1 off admission. Come join us for operating train layouts, new and old trains, good food, and just a lot of fun. See you at the show.
2 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It is Halloween. I just want maybe I should say an apology because I know some people don't celebrate Halloween. I know it's against some religions, and I definitely respect that. I don't want anybody to think I was leaving you out, but
I do too, Larry.
We put it in there. So, Galen Unald is on the phone. We've been looking forward to speaking to Galen, especially ever since I saw the photo that he posted on Facebook. I think it was a champagne. I don't know what he gave his son, but he gave his son a bottle of something to celebrate, or a champagne shower, maybe is what it said on there. Hey, Galen, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robin, Doug.
1918. This last time since 1918. That's all I know. Or first time.
Good day.
Yeah, it's a good day.
It's a good day. Well, that was the first time they had won it at home since then. I mean, they had won. This is their 7th World Series in Boston Red Sox history.
That's awesome. That's got to be exciting for you.
It sure is.
And I'll tell you why. I read you also wrote "I miss you, Dad," for your father, and it really touched me. I'll tell you the truth.
Oh Lord.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome. So what'd you do?
It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet.
Yeah. So you popped open a bottle of champagne. How come I have this hollow sound in here?
Well, you know, whenever a championship is won, you know, the teams celebrate with champagne, and I told my son, I said, "Well, I got a bottle of champagne," and he goes, "Well," he goes, "Are you gonna let me drink it?" I'm like, "You want to have a glass? You can have a glass." He goes, "No, it'll probably taste horrible." I'll tell you what. I said, "If the Red Sox win, I'll give you a champagne bath." He's like, "Yes!"
Oh, that's
nice.
Awesome. That's awesome.
We opened the champagne, and I dumped it all over him. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, that's cold!"
Oh, that is so cool,
so anyway,
Galen.
he took a shower. I mean, this was like at midnight.
Oh,
But you know, and it's I don't know. And I told him, I said, "I don't know when this is ever going to happen again." I said, "It may not happen in my lifetime. It may not happen in your lifetime. So you've got to enjoy it. You have to enjoy it."
Well, your son is going to remember that for the rest of his life, and when something fun happens, he will share that kind of a moment with his children.
Well, and I hope so, because I remember 1978, 1986, in 2003, with my father. So, and then of course 2004, but only one of those was a good memory. But it's a good bonding thing.
Yeah. So if he hadn't been, and I know he has been a Red Sox fan, but had he not been, this would be the point where it cemented itself, right?
Well, that, and I would have never given him another choice.
Well,
I hope so. I don't know. He remembers kind of. I mean, he was 7 when they won it in 2007.
Right.
But we've been to enough games. We've been to enough, spring training games, and down at Tropicana that he's a fan. And in order to be a fan, and I tried to explain this to my wife. In order to be a good fan, you have to go through the absolute depths so that when you walk around with that logo on your body, people laugh at you.
There you go.
And
that's funny.
I mean, it's true because it hardens you, and you're like, I'm digging in. This is my team. I'm going to follow them for, no matter what. There are times when you don't necessarily like the team, but you still support the team. And it just makes days like this all the better.
There you go. So somebody who has that feeling and they're a Yankees fan, you respect them.
Absolutely. and
Thank you, Dylan.
But what aggravates me is when you have the bandwagon fans who, and I always use the Rays as an example because they are an example to me. So during the course of the season, they averaged 14,000 fans. Then all of a sudden, the playoffs, they had 50,000 people in the stadium. Those aren't good fans to me.
I think
15,000 are.
I agree.
But the rest of the group isn't.
Yeah, because my daughter and her friends, they're avid Tampa Bay fans, and they try to go to almost every game unless she has to work. So they're there, and she posts on Facebook. I mean, she's right there. So they're diehard fans.
And you should never. And if you're a fan, you shouldn't even have to defend it because people around you will know.
There you go.
I mean, last
well,
year,
hey, how many people did you pull into this one?
What's that?
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was just commenting. Think about how many people, Robin and I included, that paid attention to last night's game because of you.
Exactly.
And my phone was blowing up in the 4th inning, and they were up. And I'm like, this ain't over. And I refuse to acknowledge that this game was won because I went through 86. I've seen and read everything about 67 and 75 and 49. And so I know that disaster is right around the corner for the Red Sox. So we're in a good moment, three World Series in 9 years. It's good to be a Red Sox fan today, and I'm really proud of them. Last year was hard. We won 67 games. I mean, we were so bad at the end of the year that, it was like, why do we even bother playing? And, we were decimated with injuries, and we had cut half our team. I didn't know what the direction of the team was.
Oh, wow.
But after spring training, I really started to believe in this team. And there was so much media coverage about the Boston Red Sox in Boston because it is the #1 sports team there. So you get to know the players, and I don't know. It was a great group of men, and from day one they said they were going to do this, and that's pretty incredible.
Well,
a lot of teams shy away from that. They never did.
Did your wife wash her pajamas and fold them up and save them for next year now, for next season?
Well, now, it's interesting, Robin, because you never use the same good luck charm twice.
Oh, okay.
That's my superstition. So I have to go buy a new hat. I'll have to buy, I have to find something that talks to me. And then I'll buy something for my wife. I've already bought my World Series T-shirts. But those cannot be a good luck charm for next year.
That's too funny.
So in April, I'll get the new items because you can't expect that magic to last because it's not.
Did not know that. Thank you for enlightening me.
I had no idea.
You got to renew it.
There you go.
Now I know there are people that have had a jersey or something since 1962.
Yeah.
Great. That's not a superstition anymore. That's a tradition. I'm superstitious, so I'll get all new gear.
Gail, you have some fans as well as the Red Sox do, and so they're on the phone. A couple of them I can see, so I can only take one at a time. The first one has been waiting a while. I guess they all have, actually. Good morning. You're on the air with Galen.
Good morning.
Hey.
Hey, Galen from the Gygax family. Congratulations. We're very happy for you. We know how it feels to be victorious with our team. And I can really relate to the bandwagon fans. When you can sit and watch your team get beat 67-0 to the Bears, or your season is 4-12, 4 wins and 12 losses, and you still sit in that stadium, you're not a bandwagon fan. But I remember a couple of years ago, it was many years ago, it was the first time Tampa beat us at Lambeau when it was below 32. And somebody came to my office and said, "Go Tampa." And I said, "Where were you all those other games?" Tampa. I mean, come on, you don't do this to fans, the bandwagon fans irritate me to no end, But congratulations, and he was really glad he's off the hook with whoever was.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Bucky did.
Yeah, so we are very happy. He's relieved, and congratulations again.
There you go.
Well, thank you. And, the Green Bay Packers fans are a perfect example. I mean, they went through years of misery after they got rid of Vince Lombardi, and they were horrible. They were absolutely horrible. And then they got Brett Favre and turned it into, and Reggie White became Super Bowl champions, and they earned that. And that's beautiful.
And that's really something, because when Vince Lombardi went to Washington, he couldn't recreate the magic of the Packers.
You know what? I will tell you this. If he hadn't have gotten cancer, he would have turned the Redskins into a winner. If you look at the progression of that team, they would have been great the next year, but he just got sick, and that was it.
I have another phone call here, and we push this button and say, "Good morning, you're on there with Galen." Good morning. Oh, maybe they're not there. Okay, never mind.
I think somebody sneezed.
It just
sounded like a spooky sneeze. It's Halloween.
It's a Halloween sneeze got on there somehow. Don't know how that happened. So anyway, was there any what was the final score?
6-1.
6-1. Okay, so that means that the other team really wasn't a worthy opponent last night. The Cardinals.
I will tell you this. I think again, going into it, and I'm watching all the pregame shows and all the talking heads, and I didn't see a single person pick the Red Sox.
Wow.
And I think that's.
Oh, really?
But they kept picking the Cardinals because when you have a bunch of guys, and I went through the roster, and I did this yesterday because I couldn't focus on a whole lot else. I went through the roster, and I compared it to our 2004 team. I compared it to our 2007 team. I even compared it to our opening day roster from last year. And I went player by player, and I said, position by position, who would I rather have, the guy who was there last year or the guy who was there this year? There are only two positions where I would rather have the guy from this year than last year. And that was Dustin Pedroia and David Ortiz. The rest, the other 23 players on the roster, I would have taken the guys from previous seasons every time.
Oh, wow.
And that just tells you that the sum of the parts is sometimes greater than the individual parts. And it's there was something magical about this team. And I believe in team chemistry, and I believe that in work as well. In every facet of life, if you love the person that you're working with and you have that respect, you're going to work harder for them. You're never going to bury them. You're never going to turn your back on them. You're never going to blame them.
Yeah, team player.
And you're going to hold them accountable, right? It's a lot easier to hold somebody accountable if you have the utmost respect for them, and they have that same respect for you.
Oh, yeah, I would say so.
If there's no respect, then it's hard to say, wow, you really, it was obvious that I wasn't in my best yesterday. You should have picked me up. And then you're like, oh, whatever, But if you have that cohesion and that chemistry, everything's going to be better. And I believe that in every walk of life.
So is there anybody at Life
That's
South?
very, very hard to do. Let's be honest.
Is there
anybody who's ever hired anybody?
Tough
That's
guy to
a
break
very,
into.
very difficult equation to make.
Galen, is there
Sorry, Larry.
anybody you work with at Life South that is as you are with the Red Sox? Do you have a bud in regards to this?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
More than one or just one? Is it a guy or a woman?
One, and there's some other people who say they're fans, but they can't name like anybody on the team. So, and that's there's a difference. I grew up in Boston. All right. So what did you think of this person? Who? All right. Well, I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
There you go.
And it's not that you're a bandwagon fan because you grew up in it. It's part of your culture. You just don't know anything about your culture. But yeah, my friend Jason, we talked last night. Good day.
Yeah, but my thinking is that if your arch rival team, the Yankees, you probably could name all those players as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Know thy enemy, Larry.
That's right.
Know thy enemy.
Were you?
And it's also, as a fan of the Red Sox, I need to know who we're playing against. And again, I know I have no impact on the game. I'm not delusional, but I want to know what to root for and what to look for
Wait a
for
minute.
my team's success.
Yeah, but okay, let me say, maybe you have no impact on the team, but you have an impact on the franchise of the team.
Yeah.
Because how many people are going to go buy Red Sox stuff just from listening to this? I mean, I want to go buy some Red Sox stuff.
I know.
Well,
I want to be a bandwagon fan. I want to be a bandwagan fan.
I would be, because and then you would
Look at you
talk
get a
about
hat.
you're a Yankees fan.
Me?
Well,
nothing.
you can go right down the lids. It's right down there. I mean, I buy my son goes there and he gets it embroidered with his name on it.
Oh,
That's
at
right,
the
it's
place
right here
next
in the
door?
mall. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's called Lids. Yeah.
Lids.
So I'll be going by there probably this weekend because my son wants another hat, and we win. So everything tastes better. The wheels smell better. My wife is more beautiful today.
Oh, it's poetry.
I bet she's.
It's poetry.
She's like,
She's going to
really?
dinner.
You should write that down.
She's like,
It's
really?
sports
I'm more
poetry.
beautiful today just because the Red Sox won. I'm like, yeah, you're looking hot today.
It's funny. It's funny.
Well, we had that football handicapper on the other day, and Larry asked him the question about the series, and he did choose the Red Sox because he said, he was more into football, but he did predict that the Red Sox would win. So
Great.
I forget
I
his
called
name.
the Red Sox in 6 in the beginning, so I feel pretty good. Again, it's just
Wow, you're happy.
Feels a heck of a lot better than losing.
I'm gonna go get some. The candy. The Red Hots. The candy. The Red Hots.
Yes.
That's the candy. With
Sure.
I'm gonna get some of them. It sounds like Red Sox. I'm just gonna get them because of that. It's
there you
Halloween.
That's
Get some Red Hots.
There you go. It's a really good day.
Were you happy with the pitcher choice for last night when you knew who was coming
Absolutely.
on board? Yeah.
Yeah, I was really glad that, and it's just, baseball and sports in general, it's all about redemption, and it's so visible when somebody who hits absolute rock bottom and they come back, and how everybody wants to pull for that person, and that's what happened last night with John Lackey. I mean, 2 years ago, he was accused of basically destroying the team.
Oh.
He had a hand in it with drinking beer and eating chicken in the clubhouse during the game, and bringing some real cardinal rules. And he gained like 50 pounds during the season. Then he went on the DL and he missed all of last year after having surgery on his arm. He lost weight. And his teammates talk about how he changed as a person and grew up as a person and became a great teammate this year. And he's the one who goes out there and wins the final game in the deciding game.
There you go.
That's redemption. And so he went to being absolutely enemy number one to all Red Sox fans, to being, one of the darlings.
That just
gave
gave
me
me
never
chills.
be a David Ortiz or a Dustin Pedroia, but he's now loved. And that's the beautiful thing about sports. It can happen in life. We all know that, but no, it's so much more dramatic in sports.
I am so glad.
Well, I learned about your team winning from the post you put on Facebook with the picture of your son holding the champagne bottle. So when I saw that was the first thing I saw this morning.
Go to jail for that, but
no, he's holding a bottle. He's holding a bottle.
We won't. No, I know, I'm kidding, but it's nothing I will ever forget. So
very cool.
It's a great moment.
Very cool.
Great moment.
All right, Rob, we need a segue from the great moments of the Red Sox to donating blood.
Well, the Red Sox favorite color is red, and the favorite color of life is red. So go to Life South Community Blood Centers, revel in the redness of life. Everybody can be a winner. You go there, you donate 1 unit of blood. You can potentially save 3 lives. Donate platelets for those that need platelets, and become an ambassador and just say bleed red for your team, and that's the human race.
Right now, we are doing Bleed for Your Team football shirts, so you can go in there and get your FSU shirt or your Florida shirt and give the kids a play.
There you go.
Excellent.
There you go. Wow.
Thank you very much, Robin.
So where is the blood?
Today is the national holiday for all blood centers. I mean,
that's right.
We can be ourselves today. We don't have to dress up in another costume. We can be ourselves.
Exactly.
We are the original vampires.
And where's the Bloodmobile today?
Bloodmobile, we're all over the place, but we're out at Walmart Wedgwood Road. That's going to be the big one today. So
okay. All right.
Come out, give blood, do the real thing.
Yeah, get some candy, donate some blood, and if you can't get to the Bloodmobile wherever it is, go next door to the Cascades on Silver Springs Boulevard. It's there all the time, and you can donate blood and enjoy probably some kind of horror movie on the TV screen or whatever.
Oh yeah, slasher.
And where would you go in Denali, Robin?
Right next door to Sweet Bay.
Sweet Bay.
Boy, Galen, we are so happy for you and your team. You're just really, this is amazing. This is great.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hey, Galen?
Doug,
hey, Doug.
Yeah, I know I'm a Yankees fan, though, but I'm just going to say congratulations.
Well, thank you very much, Doug. I appreciate that.
There you go.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's hard as a Yankees fan to appreciate anything the Red Sox do.
But here's the one thing you can say about Doug and his Yankees fandom, or whatever you call it. He is not, what do you call a bandwagon fan? He really is. He is really a diehard. I don't know that he can name all the players.
Yeah.
But he's a diehard. That's all the team he ever talks about.
He watches every game.
Yeah.
Well, I, as I told my son, we're only 19 World Series away from the New York Yankees.
There you go. You're on your way.
Man, holy mackerel! All right,
that just tells you how good the Yankees are.
Galen, you have a great day and enjoy the revelry that you're feeling right now, and we'll speak to you tomorrow.
All right, you guys are the best. Thanks, y'all.
All right, we'll take a break and be right back.
It's cold in here.
Thank you so much.
Ooh, it's hot in here.
It's just right in this house.
Looks like 1 out of 3 know about climate control mechanical services in Ocala. The first didn't call 291-0185. The second didn't know to call 291-0185. The third called 291-0185. So the moral of the story? To know is one thing, but to know and take action is another. Climate control mechanical services. Just right.
Did you know that dementia is more than just a memory problem? This Friday at 11 a.m., Dr. John W. Grace, board-certified psychiatrist, will be our guest to discuss various aspects of dementia and a new program that is being created to centralize information for dementia patients and save valuable time in case of emergencies. Dr. Grace has his practice in Crystal River, but is dedicated to helping dementia patients throughout this area. That's Friday at 11 a.m., discussing DASH for dementia. Okay, let's take a look at the price of gasoline this Halloween day and see how we're doing. Let's see if we can save a few pennies here and there. The average for a gallon of regular unleaded in Ocala right now is $3.28 a gallon. That's exactly the same as it was yesterday. It hasn't gone up or down. Better than that, though, is the Marathon station in Denell, and they're reporting $3.13 a gallon for regular unleaded. $3.13 over there. Here in Ocala, 6 hours ago, Sam's Club called in with $3.17 a gallon. $3.17 at Sam's Club. And let's see, one more. 10 hours ago in Summerfield, the Kangaroo station, $3.19 down there.
Hey, Hey everybody, this is Kelly Hart, your new host of the Ocala Magazine radio show. Join me every Friday at 10 a.m. when we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life with in-depth interviews from and about your community. So don't miss Marion County's favorite city magazine, Ocala Magazine, every Friday at 10 a.m. right here on 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Look who just walked in the room. Joel Wiesner from What's Up Ocala. Hey, Joel, I'm looking for something to do this weekend. You got any ideas?
Absolutely. Check out our event calendar online at www.whatsupocala.com, and there is plenty of events there for you. Daily news updates to event reviews and magazine articles.
Really?
We've organized it all in one place online for you to cut through all of the hassle of finding something to do this weekend. We have a daily event calendar, a bi-monthly magazine, and we also do daily news articles.
All right, Joel, that's perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Whatsupocala.com.
This is Wendy and Will of Dex Imaging. By now, you might be tired of hearing us talk about Dex. So instead of us telling you how much Dex can save you on your copier costs and how we can help your office be more efficient, we thought we'd let Judy tell you.
Hi, I'm Judy, the office manager of Graper Facial Institute here in Gainesville. We operate 8 medical offices, so I was looking for a document management system that would copy, scan, print, and share documents among all of our locations, but something that was within our budget. Dex Imaging recommended a Kyocera with their Index solution. It's been amazing. This machine does everything we need it to, including a direct scan into our current electronic medical record software. Dex even trained us on how to use it. Dex has been a tremendous help in making our practice and my job more efficient.
Thanks, Judy. And remember, call Dex Imaging today for a free workflow analysis to find out how you can save 20 to 30% on your copying and document management needs, just like Graper Facial Institute. Dex Imaging, 352-224-1816. That's 224-1816.
On the next Voice of Ocala, it's Pop Culture Thursday, but we're going to take a little detour on pop culture and talk about Halloween as it is October 31st. That's the day, Halloween. We're going to list the 10 worst Halloween candies. We may even test them in studio. Plus, it's Around the Water Cooler with Tom James, Buddy Martin, myself, and JJ talking the day's hot topics in sports. And we'll even throw in a I did not know that. All that and more on the next Voice of Ocala on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hey, partner, we've got some other news. These are the stories that just don't fit anywhere else. We'll squeeze them in right here, right now.
Yeah.
First story comes out of the Vatican. A young boy stole the show while Pope Francis delivered a homily to Catholics gathered at the Vatican for the Pontifical Council on the Family Assembly. The boy was one of a small group of children invited to sit on the stage Saturday while the Pope spoke in St. Peter's Square. He got up and wandered over to the Pope, resisting cardinals who tried to move him back to his place. The boy then joined in, escorting people to meet the Pope.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
At one point, when officials tried once more to move him back to his place, he wrapped his arms around one of the Pope's legs.
Oh.
Francis took the whole thing in stride, patting the boy on the head and sitting him down in his own chair while he continued to speak. The Pope's homily was on the importance of family life for the church and the world. According to the newspaper Catholic World Report, he urged parents to waste time with their children. He said the free gift of parents' time is so important.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, man.
You know that, and I know
And that little boy helped illustrate the point, I guess.
Yeah.
Next story out of Nashville. The ladybug population in central Tennessee has ballooned this year, according to an entomologist. The brightly colored little beetles are swarming as they do in the fall, inundating homes in the area, according to WTVF-TV in Nashville.
I love them.
David Cook and the TV?
Ladybugs.
Oh, okay. David Cook, an entomologist with the Davidson County Extension Service, said the bugs, or Asian lady beetles, as they're often called, are just searching for a warm place to hole up.
Come to Florida.
Well, this is, yeah.
Migrate.
Yeah, Robin will love you. Even though you're in the cockroach family, you're pretty. You're pretty. So everything pretty gets a free pass.
That's right.
Next story out of Dallas, Texas. The Dallas identity thief accused of eating a debit card in an attempt to conceal evidence was convicted on 16 charges.
Oh, how nuts is he?
Ogisoba City Osula is his name. He's 37 years old. He was convicted on 16 charges stemming from an investigation into identity theft and income tax fraud. Osula was arrested in 2011 in possession of $300,000 in cash and money orders, in addition to numerous debit cards, including authorities say one that he ate in an attempt to conceal evidence.
Oh, man, now that's totally nuts. Totally nuts. That will hurt you on the way down.
Yeah, I would think so. Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I think I told you this story about the woman who wouldn't give candy to children she thought was obese and instead put a note into their trick-or-treat bags telling the parents to make sure that their obese children don't get candy.
That is disgusting. Boycott that house.
That was out of Fargo, North Dakota. Mm-hmm. Next story out of Newark, Delaware. A University of Delaware researcher said he could find no evidence of tainted Halloween candy being given to trick-or-treaters in the past 25 years. Joel Best, a University of Delaware sociology and criminal justice professor, said he studied newspaper articles from around the country in the search for the origin of the urban legend about a child collapsing after eating poisoned Skittles. He says, I couldn't find anything. Well,
he didn't look hard enough.
News alert. That doesn't mean you should trust anybody.
Yeah.
Check all the candy. You don't need me to tell you. All right, next story is out of Clawson, Michigan.
Okay.
Clawson. A report from police in Michigan say a woman accused of attacking her boyfriend at a bar was dressed as an abusive wife for Halloween.
There you go.
Investigators say an officer spotted Christina Crespo, who is 26 years old, from Sterling Heights, lying on the sidewalk outside of the Mojave Cantina in Clawson around 9 p.m. Saturday, and another woman helped her stand up and walk into the bar. The officer went into the bar to check on her and found her sitting outside behind the cantina. The woman told the officer her boyfriend was inside the bar. She said they were there for a pub crawl, and she was dressed up as an abusive wife.
Of course, that gives them license to beat up on each other.
The officer found the boyfriend, who was dressed as an abused husband. He told police the couple had a sober designated driver who could take them home. The boyfriend went outside the building to find Crespo, and the officer soon heard shouting coming from their direction.
Oh, my gosh.
The suspect was screaming and repeatedly hitting the boyfriend with her purse. The officer intervened, and she continued to be loud and belligerent.
Of course.
And was detained.
Good for them. Glad they locked her up. They kept her from doing stuff.
So what do you wear? I mean, if you're an abusive person.
Yeah, it was just regular clothes, but then you put some rips in there, and then you
From Houston, Texas, a man faces charges for allegedly stealing hubcaps from cars parked at a Houston restaurant where a police retirement party was going on.
Oh, okay.
You don't need to hear any more of that one.
Nope.
That says it all. And let's see, from Secaucus, New Jersey, the makers of the world's largest chicken nugget unveiled in New Jersey says it weighs 51.1 pounds and measures 3.25 feet long and 2 feet wide.
Wow. Wow. Bring on the wing sauce.
Empire Kosher Poultry made the Guinness World Record-setting nugget to display at the Kosher Fest trade show at the Meadowbrooks Exhibition Center in Secaucus to celebrate the kosher food company's 75th anniversary.
I wonder how many chickens they use.
Really?
That's a huge nugget. McDonald's.
And the last story out of Sunnyvale, California.
Okay.
Sunnyvale, California. A California company said a poll conducted to promote its GPS system found 11% of respondents had engaged in a sexual activity while driving.
Okay.
Telenev, which commissioned the Harris Interactive poll to promote its Scout GPS app for smartphones, said 11% of the 1,832 online respondents admitted to having participated in a sexual activity while driving. The poll also found 19% of the respondents had eaten food that required the use of silverware while driving. 10% applied makeup behind the wheel while driving. 9% flirted with drivers in other cars. And 4% had a book that they read behind the wheel. We'll go to Mike Huckabee and we'll be back.
This is the Huckabee Report on this Halloween day. I'm Mike Huckabee. Is a lie less dishonest if you call it by a nicer name? That story next.
If you're a responsible homeowner who's faithfully made your mortgage payments, you deserve thanks for doing the right thing. And I'd like to tell you about a powerful financial tool that rewards your responsibility. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and the tool that I'm talking about is the Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. HARP is designed to help you lower your mortgage payments. It's for responsible homeowners who are current on their payments, but due to the housing market may have little or no equity left in their home. And even if you were unable to get a HARP loan in the past, new guidelines mean that now you may be eligible. Over 2.5 million homeowners have already taken advantage of HARP and are saving an average of $250 a month. If you're one of the millions yet to take advantage, call us today at 800-QUICKEN. To learn more, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com. That number again is 800-QUICKEN.
Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
NBC News was the first mainstream media outlet to report that when President Obama repeatedly promised that Americans could keep their current health care plans, he had to know it wasn't true. Now Obama's defenders are twisting words like balloon animals to avoid calling that untruth a lie. Representative Steny Hoyer called it accurate, but not precise enough. James Carville said it just wasn't nuanced and accurate enough. Representative Sandra Levin claimed those aren't really cancellation notices, they're transitions into Obamacare. Like getting voted out of Congress is a transition into the lobbying business. Liberals now claim that what Obama said is true for the handful of policies that won't get canceled. Never mind drone strikes or NSA spying, this administration's biggest civil liberties violation may be the cruel way that it tortures the English language. Hats off at least to Bill Maher for being honest about embracing dishonesty. He conceded to Piers Morgan that, okay, it was a lie, but Obamacare wouldn't have passed if he told the truth. So if you believe that the ends justify the means, then it was a necessary lie. Now, I really respect Bill for saying that, and now I'm going to let him figure out whether I'm lying about that or just being inaccurately nuanced. Here's a salute to a true Hux hero, Keisha Thomas. The BBC reports that she was just 18 back in 1996 and taking part in an anti-KKK rally in Ann Arbor, Michigan. The crowd spotted the white man in the Confederate flag shirt and started yelling, "Kill the Nazi!" They knocked him to the ground and began beating him. Keisha said it was barbaric. She knew what it was like to be attacked, so this black teenager threw herself over the alleged racist, shielding him from harm and shaming his attackers into backing off. Since then, the photo of her protecting him has inspired a lot of people to be kinder. The BBC tracked Keisha to Houston, where she now lives. She says she never saw that man again, but his son came to her once and thanked her. She still tries to do something to break down racial stereotypes every day. No grand gestures. She said sometimes the biggest thing you can do is just be kind to another human being. Keisha, sometimes that little act of kindness can be the grandest gesture of all. And finally, researchers at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln have produced a groundbreaking study, finally proving scientifically that men check out women's chest. It was the first study to use advanced eye-tracking technology that proved that men tend to glance more at a woman's figure than at her face. Surprisingly, women also looked more at other women's bodies than at their faces, but they still didn't answer the most important question of all. Did any of my tax money go to fund this? And this is the Huckabee Report.
Are you an embarrassment on the dance floor? Do you confuse state capitals, make runny scrambled eggs, and read too many celebrity gossip magazines? Do you drink milk straight from the carton, think trigonometry is a planet, and snore louder than a Kodiak bear? Well, if you answered yes to any of the above questions, you may have what it takes to adopt a teen from foster care, because teens don't need perfection, they need you. So if you bite your nails like they're a snack food, think an MP3 is a computer virus, can't tell a right angle from an acute, constantly lose the remote, can't parallel park, confuse hip-hop with double dutch, and are afraid of spiders, dentists, and clowns, it's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you. For more information on how you can adopt, call 1-888-200-4005 or go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Howdy folks, RL here. I want to tell you about the best $5 bargain anywhere. For a limited time, Dairy Queen at Silver Springs is offering a sandwich or chicken strips, fries, a medium drink, and a sundae for only $5 till 4 p.m. And new on the menu is the Orange Julius line of real fruit smoothies, including protein smoothies. Our fresh-made garden salads go great with a fruit smoothie. Dairy Queen, Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Hey, it's Christy with Ocala Mac and PC Repair and Ocala Guest Wi-Fi to let you know we have you covered. We are the only local certified Apple and Microsoft computer company in Ocala. We are family owned and operated. From mobile repair to wireless networks, viruses, new systems, or security cameras, we do it all. Check us out online, ocalamacpc.com, or give us a call, 352-566-8324.
Tell them Nick, Madison, or Mason sent you and get free diagnostic.
Get your internet telephone service from the company that brought affordable internet service to Ocala in the first place. All is Safe is a sister company of Ocala Guest Wi-Fi, a company you've known and trusted for all your internet needs. Whether you need a phone or hundreds, we've got the products and services to meet your needs both now and in the future. Our plans include everything from local and long-distance calling to equipment maintenance and even software upgrades. You can count on All is Safe to give you cost certainty knowing that your bill will be the same next week, next month, or even next year. Call 352-450-8647 today to learn how to cut your monthly telephone bill up to 60%.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require a $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information.
Cookies, 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 cookies. When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. That's right. The Great American Cookie Company in the Paddock Mall, Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. You might notice that I said fun and delicious more than once. That's because I can't say it enough. The next time you're at the mall, be sure and stop by or call 352-237-2557 to place your order. Cookies, cookies, Yum. Cookies, cookies. We go cookie eating cookies. The Great American Cookie Company.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala!
All right, 22 minutes before 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Thursday morning, the 31st day of October, 2013. We've got some news bites for you. These are the news stories that we have summarized. We'll bring them to you as quickly as possible. In the course of this show, you'll hear 20 or so stories from Robin and myself. We get to the point, we cut to the chase, and we save you some time. If you tune into WOCA each weekday morning at this time, the news that is making the world spin right now around the world, the country, the state, the county, and the city are in our news bites, and we'll bring them to you and tell you where we got them from so that you can then look them up and read the details. And sometimes you won't need to do that, and other times you will. So let's just jump right into it. And the first story is from the Associated Press. There it is. Okay. After Ted Cruz endured weeks of criticism from his fellow Republicans. Several senators said he extended his hand yesterday and told them he would not actively campaign against them or help raise money for their primary opponents. Cruz, the firebrand freshman, Joe's outside. Interrupted.
He's
got a wig on. All right. Let me get back on track here.
Halloween.
I thought you were laughing at the Ted Cruz.
No, I'm sorry.
Anyway, Ted. Let me start over, kids.
It's Halloween.
After Ted Cruz endured weeks of criticism from his fellow Republicans, several senators said he extended his hand yesterday and told them, Joe just poked in, told them he would not actively campaign against them or help raise money for their primary opponents. Cruz, the firebrand freshman from Texas, made the comments during a private lunch with Republican senators at the Capitol. He indicated he would not play a direct role in raising money or helping guide strategy for the Senate Conservatives Fund. Several Republican senators told ABC News, while Cruz's marquee role in the 16-day government shutdown earned him praise from conservative activists and leaders across the country, he received a far different reaction behind closed doors from his fellow Republican senators. He has been ostracized and scolded by several of them for his central role in the Senate Conservatives Fund, a grassroots group that is not affiliated with the Republican Party or its campaign committees. The fund is working to unseat some Republican incumbents, including Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell.
And this is one of the stories that is associated with the World Series, with the Red Sox win last night. It's from the Associated Press. The Red Sox have now won 3 World Series in the past decade, but not since the days of Babe Ruth had Boston won a fall classic in its beloved Fenway Park. The victory sent Boston fans spilling into the streets last night to celebrate the team's 6-1 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals in Game 6. Amid the cheers and high fives, the white lights of Boston's Prudential Tower read, "Go Sox." The win capped an emotional season for the Red Sox, one heavy with the reminder of the Boston Marathon bombings in April, which left 3 people dead and more than 260 wounded. Players wore Boston Strong logos on their left sleeves, and a giant Be Strong logo was mowed into Fenway's outfield. An excited Boston Mayor Tom Menino tweeted, "Get the ducks ready, we're having a parade." He was referring to the duck boat parades the city had during previous sports celebrations. After the game, police set up barriers to funnel the crowds away from Fenway Park, and mounted police and officers on bicycles patrolled the area. Some fans were obviously intoxicated. A few young men climbed a pole holding a traffic light. A large group gathered near the marathon finish line, chanting and blocking traffic until police arrived. Police said on Twitter that they'd arrested 9 people for unruly behavior. Throughout the night, the department had tweeted cautionary messages encouraging fans to celebrate with pride and celebrate responsibly. Police later thanked the tens of thousands of Red Sox fans who took their warning seriously. There were no reports of serious damage, but at least one car was overturned. Go Sox.
All right, this is from the Associated Press. Officials say a strong earthquake has hit eastern Taiwan this morning, shaking buildings over a wide area, including the capital. There were no immediate reports of damage or casualties. The U.S. Geological Survey says the earthquake hit Thursday evening. Is it already evening over there? And measured magnitude of 6.6. It said it was centered in a remote mountainous area about 28 miles southwest of the eastern coastal city of Hualien at the depth of just 5.8 miles. It swayed buildings in the capital, Taipei. Earthquakes frequently rattle Taiwan, but most are minor and cause little or no damage. However, a magnitude 7.6 earthquake in central Taiwan in 1999 killed more than 2,300 people. This is an unfolding story, by the way. This was just posted 2 minutes ago.
Oh, my gosh.
So I guess we'll have to wait and see what other news comes from that.
Making a fierce defense of his namesake health care reform law, President Obama last night told Americans who are losing coverage, quote, that it's time to bid their cut-rate plans goodbye and go shopping for better insurance. Mr. Obama's comments, offered at a rally in Boston, came as more and more Americans report losing their insurance because it does not meet the standards laid out in the Affordable Care Act, better known as Obamacare. Such instances seem to run contrary to the president's frequent and emphatic claims that, quote, if you like your plan, you can keep your plan, which he sometimes underlined with period and similar emphatics. But Mr. Obama disputed that during his address last night. This is according to the Washington Times. Bad form. My comment.
Yeah, that was your comment there.
Bad
All right,
form.
next story is from the Associated Press. Young New Yorkers who want to light up will soon have to wait for their 21st birthday before they can buy a pack of cigarettes after lawmakers in the nation's most populous city voted overwhelmingly to raise the tobacco purchasing age from 18 to 21. The city council voted yesterday, and it makes New York City the biggest city to bar cigarette sales to 19 and 20-year-olds, and one of the only few places throughout the United States that have tried to stymie smoking among young people by raising the purchasing age. The council also approved a bill that sets a minimum $10.50 a pack price for tobacco cigarettes and steps up law enforcement on illegal tobacco sales. There's a quote here from Mayor Michael Bloomberg, and it says, quote, we know that tobacco dependence can begin very soon after a young person first tries smoking, so it's critical that we stop young people from smoking before they ever start, unquote.
They can fight for their country, though. Here's a sobering thought for you. A global wine shortage may be around the corner. According to a report released this week by Morgan Stanley Research, there was a global undersupply of about 300 million cases of wine in 2012, the largest deficit recorded in almost 50 years. A major reason is because wine production in Spain, France, and Italy, the world's three largest wine-producing countries, making 60% of the world's wine, has sharply decreased as less land is being used to grow grapes. Meanwhile, wine consumption worldwide has increased 8% since 2000. The report finds that wine production peaked in 2004 and has been steadily declining ever since, according to Fox News.
And this next story from the Associated Press. In Belgium, where euthanasia is now legal for people over the age of 18, the government is considering extending it to children, something that no other country has done before. The same bill would offer the right to die to adults with early dementia. Advocates argue that euthanasia for children with the consent of their parents is necessary to give families an option in a desperately painful situation, but opponents have questioned whether children can reasonably decide to end their own lives. Belgium is already a euthanasia pioneer. It legalized the practice for adults in 2002. In the last decade, the number of reported cases per year has risen from 235 deaths in 2003 to 1,432 deaths in 2012, the last year for which statistics are available. Doctors typically give patients a powerful sedative before injecting another drug to stop their heart. Only a few countries have legalized euthanasia or anything approaching it. In the Netherlands, euthanasia is legal under specific circumstances and for children over the age of 12 with parental consent. There is an understanding that infants, too, can be euthanized and that doctors will not be prosecuted if they act appropriately. Elsewhere in Europe, euthanasia is only legal in Luxembourg. Assisted suicide, where doctors help a patient to die but do not actively kill them, is allowed in Switzerland. In the United States, the state of Oregon also grants assisted suicide requests for residents aged 18 or over with a terminal illness.
This is disturbing. The National Security Agency has secretly broken into the main communications links that connect Yahoo and Google data centers around the world. This is according to the Washington Post. They're reporting that they're citing documents obtained from former NSA contractor Edward Snowden. According to a secret accounting dated January 9th, 2013, the National Security Agency sends millions of records every day from Yahoo and Google internal networks to data warehouses at the agency's Fort Meade, Maryland headquarters. In the last 30 days, field collectors had processed and sent back more than 180 million new records, ranging from metadata, which would indicate who sent or received emails and when, to content such as text, audio, and video. This is according to CBS News.
And this one from ABC News. A sophisticated border tunnel was discovered connecting San Diego and Tijuana, Mexico, according to U.S. authorities. The latest find by investigators who have encountered a number of secret passages passages in recent years used for drug smuggling. The passage was recently completed, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement said in a brief statement yesterday evening. A spokeswoman, Lauren Mack, declined to elaborate, but said more details would be released sometime today.
The Standard & Poor's 500 index fell for the first time in 5 days, and gold and treasuries dropped, while the dollar reversed earlier declines as the Federal Reserve fueled speculation it will begin to slow the pace of stimulus in coming months. The Standard & Poor 500 slipped 0.5% to $1,763.31 at 4 p.m. after rising to a record yesterday for a third straight day. The 10-year Treasury yield increased 2.7 basis points to 2.53% after earlier dropping as much as 3 basis points. Gold futures fell 0.2% after climbing more than 1% earlier. The Bloomberg U.S. Dollar Index, a gauge of the currency against 10 major peers, reversed a 0.3% drop to rise 0.1%. West Texas Intermediate Oil lost 1.5%, sending its discount to Brent to the most since April, according to Bloomberg.
And this from Fox News, a Colorado-based solar company that got hundreds of millions of dollars in federal loan guarantees before going belly up did not just empty taxpayers' wallets. It left behind a toxic mess of carcinogens, broken glass, and contaminated water, according to a new report. The Abound solar plant, which got $400 million in federal loan guarantees in 2010 when the Obama administration sought to use stimulus funds to promote green energy, filed for bankruptcy 2 years later. Now its Longmont, Colorado facility sits unoccupied. It's 37,000 square feet littered with hazardous waste, broken glass, and contaminated water. The Northern Colorado Business Report estimates it will cost up to $3.7 million to clean and repair the building so it can again be leased.
A new scientific review of nearly 100 evolutionary psychology papers claims that women are hardwired for cattiness. Writing in the journal Philosophical Transactions of the Royal Society B, Tracy Valancourt, wasn't that the name of a character in a Adam Sandler movie?
I don't know.
Waterboy, a professor of psychology at the University of Ottawa and lead author of the research analysis, maintains that gossip, backstabbing, and shunning have evolved as effective ways for women to maximize the damage to their intended target while minimizing the dangers to themselves. This is a translation of what I just said, and not mine. Women use trash talk as a safe way to take down their sexual rivals. Reported by ABC.
Yeah, man.
Trash talk.
Well, if you're hardwired, so am I. I got my own hardwiring. It's way different than yours. Next story from CNN. Social Security benefits will rise, but only 1.5% next year, one of the smallest increases ever in the program's annual cost of living adjustment. The increase is down from the 1.7% increase for 2013. There was no cost of living increase at all in 2010 and 2011 because prices fell in the wake of the recession. A 3.6% adjustment in 2012 has been the only significant rise in benefits in recent years. The latest adjustment will add about $19 to monthly checks, taking the average benefit to $1,294.
The Food and Drug Administration says that almost 7% of imported spices over a 3-year period were contaminated with salmonella. In a report released yesterday, the Food and Drug Administration says testing of imported spices between 2007 and 2010 showed that spices were twice as likely as other inspected foods to be contaminated with the pathogen. More than 80 different types of salmonella were detected. The agency decided to study the issue as several spice-related outbreaks have caused illnesses around the globe. In 2009 and 2010, black pepper and red pepper from India, Vietnam, and China used in salami caused hundreds of illnesses. The FDA says there have been 14 known outbreaks around the world since 1973, causing almost 2,000 illnesses, many of which were in children, reported by MSNBC.
And this from CNS News. A draft regulation by the Department of Homeland Security would lift a 30-year ban on Libyan nationals coming to the United States to work or train in aviation maintenance, flight operations, or nuclear-related fields. The 11-page proposed rule was obtained by Representatives Bob Goodlatte, a Republican from Virginia, and Jason Chaffetz, a Republican from Utah. In a statement on his congressional website, Representative Chaffetz said that the draft final regulation could take effect without prior notice and comment. The congressmen say the prohibition was put in place in the 1980s after the wave of terrorist incidents involving Libyans. The administration justifies lifting this ban by claiming that the United States' relationship with Libya has been normalized, according to the statement.
Federal workers furloughed during the 16-day partial government shutdown will be counted as unemployed when the U.S. October jobs report is issued on November the 8th. This is according to a report from the Labor Department. Employees out of work during the week spanning October 6th to October 12th will be reflected in the jobless tally even if they received or anticipated getting back pay. The Labor Department said this in a statement on its website yesterday, outlining how the shutdown affected data collection. About 800,000 federal employees were temporarily dismissed from their jobs on October 1st as lawmakers wrangled over how to avert a U.S. default. The Pentagon recalled about 315,000 workers the following week, leaving just under 500,000 workers still jobless during the Labor Department survey week, reported by Bloomberg.
You are listening to WOCA The Source, and this segment of AM Ocala Live is called News Bites because Robin and I take the news from around the world, nation, state, county, and city, and we summarize them so we can squeeze in as much news as possible in this short segment. As a listener, it's your best bet for catching up on the news from around the world, and as an advertiser, it's a good way to get your word out to a lot of people who have found this segment and are tuning in every morning. We will read your advertisement live right now. For example, in this slot, I will be reading, or I could be reading your ad, or perhaps Robin could be reading your ad. It's up to you, and it's easy to do. All you need to do is come into the radio station here in the Paddock Mall. We are located right outside of the food court in the Paddock Mall. Come in and ask to speak to somebody about advertising, and you will meet one of our sales staff who will tell you what you need to do to advertise not only on this program, but also on every program on the WOCA lineup. And you can also give us a call at 732-8000 if you would like to do that. The next story is about McDonald's. I got it from ABC News. McDonald's is defending its support of the Ronald McDonald House Charities and firing back after an advocacy group criticized the fast food giant, claiming it shortchanges the nonprofit while reaping all the marketing benefits for the corporation. Corporate Accountability International, an advocacy group that brought a 9-year-old to the company's annual shareholders meeting in May to criticize the CEO for marketing toward children, released a report on Tuesday called Clowning Around with Charity: How McDonald's Exploits Philanthropy and Targets Children. The Ronald McDonald House Charities provides housing for families of seriously ill children receiving hospital treatment. The report criticizes McDonald's for reportedly supporting only 20% of the nonprofit's funding, while customers allegedly contribute as much as 15 times more to the charitable organization than McDonald's does itself. Other sources of funding are corporate donors and smaller donors. The corporation's philanthropic giving is 33% lower than other leading corporations, according to that report, while it spent almost 25 times as much on advertising as it did on charitable donations in 2011. Doug White, who teaches at Columbia University School of Continuing Education and the author of books on giving and nonprofits, said the general question of how much of a company's profits goes to a charitable arm is a valid one. It's a good question to ask, White said, of any corporation. If you're going to get all the publicity from it, why isn't it putting more money into its charity?
All of the female Democratic senators signed a secret letter to Hillary Rodham Clinton early this year, encouraging her to run for president in 2016. This secret letter includes the signature of Senator Elizabeth Warren and other senators who are mentioned as potential candidates. Two high-ranking Democratic Senate aides told ABC
ABC News. The secret letter, organized at the urging of Senator Barbara Boxer, a Democrat from California, was meant to be a private show of support from a group of 16 high-profile former colleagues and fans who are now senators, urging Hillary Clinton to do what much of the Democratic Party assumes she will, the aide said. Reported by ABC News.
And from the Washington Times, Senator Lindsey Graham said yesterday he will hold every future Obama nominee, creating a hurdle for them to reach the Senate floor until President Obama and the State Department allow Congress to hear from those who were on the ground during last year's Benghazi terrorist attack. Joined by fellow Republicans, Mr. Graham of South Carolina said there are still too many unanswered questions about the attack nearly 14 months after it occurred, and he said he's still not satisfied with the White House's explanation for why it initially said the two-pronged terrorist assault was actually a mob protest against an anti-Islam video.
U.S. private sector employers hired the fewest workers in 6 months in October, while tepid domestic demand kept inflation benign last month, suggesting the economy was still in need of stimulus from the Federal Reserve. The slowdown in private job growth was the latest signal that the labor market has taken a step back in recent months, and the clearest indication yet that a 16-day federal government shutdown weighed on economic activity. Federal officials stuck to their monthly $85 billion bond buying pace at the end of a 2-day meeting yesterday and said fiscal policy was restraining economic growth, reported by Reuters.
All right, that's News Bites, and that's the segment of the morning show we do each weekday morning so that we can keep you up on what's going on around the world. And if you need the details on those stories, simply go to the websites that we told you about, the news agencies' websites, I should say. And we try to do as many as 20. How many did we get in today,
23.
Rob? 23. Not bad, 23. All right, we need to move forward. It's time for Veterans News. This is The Source, WOCA. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you, Larry.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala. ABC News Now. I'm Karen Chase. The Red Sox are World Series champions and Boston strong. Fireworks went off at Fenway, and fans flocked to the marathon finish line after the Sox shuffled the Cards 6-1 in Game 6. Series MVP Big Papi dedicated the win to the city, saying fans had been through a lot because of the bombing and deserve good fortune. Relaxed rules may be coming soon for airlines. The FAA holds a news conference this morning to announce it's lifting the ban on tablets, e-readers, and DVD players during takeoff and landing, though the cell phone ban will still stand. Airline fees may get higher. Spirit Airlines is considering cranking up prices for flights during peak travel times. Karl Lagerfeld is being sued by a French full-figured women's group for discrimination, for saying no one wants to see curvy women on the catwalk and blaming fat people for France's welfare deficit. While stormy weather may crash the Halloween party for trick-or-treaters in Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky, they saw dead people in Japan, where people dressed as zombies swarmed the Tokyo Tower, the city's most iconic landmark, in a mock zombie attack. This is ABC News.
At Advance Auto Parts, the power to choose and save is your Advance advantage. So right now, you can choose from 5 quarts of Valvoline or Pennzoil conventional motor oil plus a filter for just $21.99. You'll save about $8. The power to choose plus the power to save. Can you feel that power? Oh, yeah! Choose and save. That's your Advance advantage. Only at Advance Auto Parts. See store for details.
Oh, I love this song. But you know what? Bet it would sound even sweeter in a Honda certified used car. You know, if you upgraded. Because each one gets a thorough 150-point inspection and comes with a Carfax vehicle history report. So you'll know where it's been. So you can relax. So you'll be happier. Food will taste better. And music will sound even sweeter. All because you bought a great late model Honda certified used car. Good thinking. Where'd you ever get such a magnificent idea? All right, I'm out of here. Drive safely.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Where at Florida? Sunshine mixed with clouds today and warm with a stray shower this morning along the coast. The high 82 to 86, then partly cloudy and warm tonight, though 66 to 70. Clouds and some sunshine tomorrow, high 85 to 89. Saturday, mostly cloudy and not as warm with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around into the early afternoon hours. The high 77 in the north, about 84 in the south. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Did you know that dementia is more than just a memory problem? This Friday at 11 a.m., Dr. John W. Grace, board-certified psychiatrist, will be our guest to discuss various aspects of dementia and a new program that is being created to centralize information for dementia patients and save valuable time in case of emergencies. Dr. Grace has his practice in Crystal River, but is dedicated to helping dementia patients throughout this area. That's Friday at 11 a.m., discussing DASH for dementia.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Here's an intelligent tip for you. Just say anything as long as you say something. Got it? This is the rule when it comes to job interviews. Putting animals on a diet may not help them lose weight, because if your pet is turning to food as a way of coping with their emotions, restricting that food will only make them more unhappy. You need to get out of a funk? Then do this. It's very simple. Ready? Help somebody else. That's it.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.